What does it mean to be an introvert in today's world? A world seemingly designed for the loudest voices. Dr. Jordan Peterson, renowned psychologist and professor, has offered profound insights into the nature of introversion, its challenges, and its strengths. By delving into the depths of human temperament, he provides a roadmap for introverts to navigate their lives while fully embracing their unique traits. This note explores Peterson's perspective on introversion, unpacking its nuances and offering actionable advice for introverts to thrive in a society that often glorifies extroversion. Whether you're an introvert yourself or seeking to understand the introverts in your life, this analysis will shed light on the misunderstood nature of this personality trait. Stick around, and let's dive deep into the mind of an introvert through Jordan Peterson's lens. Dr. Jordan Peterson, a celebrated psychologist, provides a compelling framework for understanding introversion as a core element of human personality. Far from being merely a preference for solitude or an aversion to social interaction, introversion reflects a fundamental way of engaging with the world, one deeply rooted in biology, psychology, and individual temperament. Peterson often refers to the Big Five personality traits, a scientifically backed model that categorizes human personality into 5 dimensions: openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. Introversion and extroversion represent opposite ends of one of these dimensions. While extroverts are characterized by outgoing, high-energy behavior, introverts are inwardly oriented, more reserved, and less motivated by external stimulation. Rather than seeing introversion as a flaw or a limitation, Peterson frames it as a natural variation in personality that comes with its own set of strengths and challenges. In his lectures, he emphasizes that introversion, like all personality traits, exists on a spectrum. Most people fall somewhere between extreme introversion and extreme extroversion, displaying traits of both to varying degrees. Introverts tend to have a lower threshold for stimulation, meaning they process external inputs, such as noise, social interactions, or busy environments, more intensely. This heightened sensitivity makes introverts naturally gravitate toward quieter, less stimulating settings. Unlike extroverts, who gain energy from social interactions, introverts often feel drained after prolonged socializing. For introverts, recharging usually requires solitude or engaging in low-stimulation activities like reading, journaling, or creative pursuits. Introverts are inclined toward deep thought and reflection. They prefer meaningful conversations and relationships over surface-level social interactions. This depth-oriented nature is what often makes them skilled thinkers, problem solvers, and creatives. Inner focus. Peterson notes that introverts are naturally inwardly focused, spending more time analyzing their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences. This introspection fosters a strong sense of self-awareness and an ability to connect with their inner values. Peterson frequently highlights the ways in which introverts are misunderstood or undervalued in extrovert-dominated societies. In his view, many people mistake introversion for shyness, social anxiety, or even a lack of ambition. However, he clarifies that introversion is not inherently linked to fear or discomfort in social settings. It simply reflects a preference for low-stimulation environments and meaningful engagement. Introverts may choose not to speak unless they have something meaningful to contribute, which can be misinterpreted as aloofness or disinterest. Their need for solitude is sometimes labeled as antisocial behavior, even though it's a fundamental aspect of how they recharge and process information. Peterson argues that these misconceptions create unnecessary pressure for introverts to conform to extroverted norms, which can lead to burnout, frustration, and a sense of inauthenticity. Peterson also explores introversion through an evolutionary lens, suggesting that it has adaptive advantages. While extroverts may have been historically better suited for environments requiring social cohesion and quick decision-making, introverts excel in situations that require deep thought, planning, and long-term focus. Problem-solving and innovation. Introverts' reflective nature allows them to analyze complex problems thoroughly, making them excellent strategists and innovators. Risk assessment. Their cautious approach to decision-making helps introverts evaluate risks and consequences carefully, a valuable trait in environments where impulsivity could lead to failure. These traits make introverts well-suited for roles that require critical thinking, creativity, and perseverance. Peterson emphasizes that introversion is not a hindrance but a unique way of approaching the world that, when understood and leveraged, can lead to exceptional achievements. One of the key points Peterson makes is the distinction between introversion and shyness. While the two traits are often conflated, they are not the same. Introversion is a natural temperament characterized by low stimulation needs and inward focus. Shyness, on the other hand, is a fear-based response to social situations, often stemming from anxiety or insecurity. An introvert may feel perfectly comfortable in social situations but still prefer solitude due to their low need for external stimulation. Conversely, a shy person might crave social interaction but feel inhibited by fear or self-doubt. Understanding this distinction is crucial for both introverts and the people around them, as it prevents unfair judgments or misplaced efforts to fix what isn't broken. Peterson is careful to remind us that introversion and extroversion are not binary categories but points on a continuum. Most people exhibit a blend of traits from both ends of the spectrum, and this balance can shift depending on the context. For example, someone might lean toward introversion in their personal life but adopt more extroverted behaviors in professional settings. This fluidity underscores the importance of self-awareness. Peterson advises individuals to recognize where they fall on the spectrum and adjust their lifestyles, goals, and environments accordingly. Peterson's analysis of introversion goes beyond simple categorization. He views it as a tool for self-understanding and growth. By recognizing the traits and needs associated with introversion, individuals can make choices that align with their personality rather than conforming to societal expectations. For introverts, this might mean prioritizing meaningful relationships over large social networks, choosing careers or roles that leverage their reflective and analytical strengths, allowing themselves the time and space for solitude without guilt or apology. For society at large, understanding introversion fosters inclusivity and appreciation for diverse personality types. Peterson's work serves as a reminder that introversion is not a limitation but a valuable trait that contributes to the richness of human diversity. Jordan Peterson often emphasizes the profound role biology plays in shaping personality traits, and introversion is no exception. While many view introversion as a preference or behavior pattern, Peterson explains that it has deep roots in the brain's structure and function. Understanding the biological underpinnings of introversion provides valuable insights into why introverts process the world differently and prefer certain environments over others. One of the key biological explanations for introversion lies in the brain's response to dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with motivation, reward, and pleasure. Peterson explains that introverts and extroverts differ significantly in their sensitivity to dopamine and the activity of the dopaminergic system. Introverts are less driven by dopamine than extroverts. When exposed to highly stimulating environments, like a crowded party, bustling city, or competitive workplace, their brains do not release as much dopamine as extroverts' brains. This makes such environments less rewarding or even overwhelming for introverts. Extroverts, on the other hand, have a more active dopamine system. Their brains flood with dopamine in response to external stimulation, driving them to seek out high-energy situations, social interactions, and novelty. Because introverts don't experience the same dopamine rush as extroverts, they are naturally inclined toward activities that are less stimulating but more rewarding in quieter ways, such as reading, creative hobbies, or meaningful one-on-one conversations. This explains why introverts often prefer introspective, solitary, or low-stimulation environments where their brains feel balanced and comfortable. Frequently celebrated in media, workplaces, and education systems. This creates an implicit expectation that success and fulfillment are tied to being outgoing and energetic. Many professional environments prioritize teamwork, networking, and public speaking, skills that align more naturally with extroversion. Introverts may feel pressured to act extroverted to fit in, which can be exhausting and inauthentic. Platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter reward constant sharing, self-promotion, and high visibility, behaviors that can feel unnatural for introverts who value privacy and deeper connections. This extroversion bias can lead introverts to internalize feelings of inadequacy, especially when they measure themselves against societal standards that don't align with their strengths. Introverts are often misunderstood, leading to stereotypes that can be frustrating and alienating. Peterson highlights the common misconceptions introverts face, including aloofness or rudeness, When introverts don't engage in small talk or social banter, they're often seen as unfriendly or arrogant. In reality, they may simply prefer meaningful conversations over casual chit-chat. Introversion is frequently conflated with shyness or social anxiety, but they are distinct traits. While shy individuals may avoid social situations due to fear, introverts often enjoy socializing but prefer it in smaller doses or one-on-one settings. Introverts are sometimes overlooked for leadership roles because they don't fit the stereotype of a bold, outspoken leader. However, many successful leaders, such as Bill Gates and Mahatma Gandhi, have introverted qualities like thoughtfulness, empathy, and strategic thinking. These stereotypes can make introverts feel invisible or undervalued, particularly in environments that prioritize outward confidence over quiet competence. Peterson advises introverts to reframe networking by focusing on building meaningful, one-on-one connections rather than competing in high-energy group settings. Classrooms and education systems often cater to extroverted behaviors, such as active participation, group projects, and verbal contributions. Introverted students may excel academically but face challenges when their learning style doesn't align with these expectations. Many teachers equate verbal participation with engagement, penalizing introverts who prefer to reflect silently or contribute in writing. Collaborative assignments can be stressful for introverts, who may prefer working independently or find it challenging to assert themselves in group dynamics. Peterson suggests that educators and institutions should recognize different learning styles and create environments that allow introverts to thrive without forcing them to conform to extroverted norms. One of the defining characteristics of introversion is the tendency to feel drained after prolonged social interaction. Peterson explains that this is not due to a dislike of people but a result of the brain's higher sensitivity to stimulation. In highly social settings, like parties, office gatherings, or networking events, introverts can quickly become overstimulated. This can lead to feelings of fatigue, irritability, or a need to withdraw. Extroverts may not understand why introverts disappear from events or decline invitations, leading to misunderstandings or feelings of exclusion. For introverts, the challenge lies in balancing their need for solitude with the societal expectation to be consistently present and engaged. Introverts' heightened sensitivity to their surroundings can make them more susceptible to stress and emotional exhaustion in overstimulating environments. Peterson highlights that introverts often process social interactions and environmental stimuli deeply, which, while a strength, can also lead to introverts may replay conversations or interactions in their minds, analyzing what went wrong or how they could have responded better. This can lead to self-doubt or unnecessary stress. Constantly adapting to extroverted norms without adequate downtime can push introverts toward burnout, impacting their mental health and productivity. Recognizing these triggers allows introverts to set boundaries and advocate for their emotional well-being. Peterson draws attention to the paradox of introverts who cherish solitude yet may still experience loneliness. While introverts need less social interaction than extroverts, meaningful connections are still vital to their emotional health. Introverts may struggle to find relationships that match their desire for deep, authentic connections. Superficial interactions often leave them feeling unfulfilled. Isolation from misunderstanding. The misperception that introverts dislike people can lead others to exclude them from social activities, further isolating them. Building a small, close-knit circle of trusted friends can help introverts find the balance between solitude and connection. One of the most significant challenges introverts face is the internal pressure to conform to extroverted norms. Peterson emphasizes that introverts may feel they need to change who they are to fit in, leading to constantly trying to perform. Extroversion can make introverts feel like frauds, undermining their confidence. Introverts may view their natural tendencies as flaws, especially if they've been criticized for being too quiet or reserved throughout their lives. Peterson advises introverts to embrace their authentic selves rather than striving to fit a mold that doesn't suit them. Self-acceptance is key to overcoming this internalized bias. While the extroverted world presents real challenges, Peterson believes that introverts can thrive by leveraging their strengths and setting boundaries. Here's how. Whether in work or relationships, communicate your needs and preferences clearly. Explain how you recharge and why solitude is essential for your well-being. Highlight traits like deep thinking, creativity, and empathy in professional and personal settings to show the value introverts bring to the table. Success doesn't have to look like constant social engagement or high visibility. Define success on your terms and work toward goals that align with your personality. By embracing their unique traits and understanding their needs, introverts can carve out spaces where they feel empowered, valued, and authentically themselves. The world needs both extroverts and introverts, and Peterson's insights remind us that both personality types have vital roles to play. Peterson often critiques the cultural bias toward extroversion, especially in Western societies. The preference for outgoing, charismatic personalities can make introverts feel undervalued or pressured to act against their nature. Leadership roles are often associated with extroverted qualities like assertiveness and sociability, even though introverts can be equally effective leaders. Social media amplifies extroverted behaviors, such as constant sharing and engaging in public dialogue, which can feel unnatural for introverts. Peterson's advice? Don't fake extroversion. Instead, introverts should focus on environments and careers where their natural strengths are valued. Peterson emphasizes the transformative power of solitude, especially for introverts. He explains that solitude allows introverts to process their thoughts, recharge their energy, and engage in meaningful self-reflection. Solitude is not a sign of loneliness but a necessary space for creativity, problem-solving, and emotional balance. Tips for cultivating solitude: set boundaries around social commitments to protect downtime. Use solitude for productive activities, such as journaling or pursuing creative hobbies. Avoid distractions during alone time, such as excessive phone use, to maximize its restorative benefits. While introverts may prefer solitude, Peterson warns against complete withdrawal from social life. He believes that meaningful social connections are vital for mental health and well-being. The key is finding a balance that works for the individual. Peterson advises introverts to prioritize quality over quantity in relationships. Schedule social interactions during times when they have the energy to engage fully. Practice saying no to social obligations that feel draining. By maintaining this balance, introverts can enjoy the benefits of social connection without compromising their need for solitude. Peterson offers practical advice for introverts to excel in environments that seem to favor extroverts. His tips include: leverage writing skills. Introverts often excel in written communication, which can be a powerful tool for networking and career advancement. Develop public speaking confidence. Introverts can master public speaking by focusing on preparation and authenticity rather than charisma. Find introvert-friendly careers. Fields like writing, research, or counseling often align with introverted strengths. He emphasizes that introverts don't need to change who they are to succeed. They simply need to learn how to play to their strengths. Jordan Peterson's analysis of introversion offers both validation and practical guidance for introverts seeking to thrive in a world that often misunderstands them. By understanding the biological and psychological underpinnings of introversion, embracing their unique strengths, and finding balance in their lives, introverts can unlock their full potential. Now it's your turn. Are you an introvert who resonates with Peterson's insights? What challenges have you faced, and how have you overcome them? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to share this post with fellow introverts who might benefit from this discussion.